Hey guys, and welcome to the Impact Show, where we impact your life and impact your business. We hope you guys are tuning in with us. We are a little late tonight due to the foggy weather, as you can see here. It's a little foggy, so yeah, we're a bit late today.
Bit late, we're like freaking half an hour late. Talk about impact. The cold impacted the show, literally. All the cameras, 9 cameras, were completely fogged up, like literally 5 minutes ago. So we were extremely apologetic to our guest tonight, being like, oh yeah, so, chatting away casually.
But that's like, as Nat always says, imperfect action. We had to go with it, and it has been incredibly cold today. Yeah. I have been so freezing. It's been, you don't want to complain because it's Auckland, probably.
Well, the southerners will be like laughing at us.
Yeah, but it's like really, really cold. Like I don't cope.
You don't cope.
I'm not coping, no, at all. I think every blanket in my house is on my bed.
Hit us to the intro, Angie. Let's get into it tonight.
So welcome back. So Nat, quickly, because we want to get into our guest, but what has been happening with you and your business this week?
So, to the amazing crew at Gerardo Architects, where my office is at the moment, they're actually moving down to the Beehive on the North Shore. So I'm not going with them. I want to stay up local. So if I'm an orphan, so if anyone has any offices, I'm about to move offices. Though I'm pretty sure the girls from Studio 11 are pretty excited to have me on board. So I'm excited about moving to a new office, and I'll actually have my own space.
So are you moving into the Studio 11 office?
Yeah.
Oh, jealous.
And it's cool because I get an actual office to myself.
Yeah.
So I get to do some cool shit there.
Oh, that's cool. That's
really
cool.
I'm very, very excited. But what I'm mostly excited about is you'll notice that I've had my new brand done, so like my new logo and like different colours. And so my pictures for my business are about 2 years old now, and I'm sick of looking at the same images, so I'm sure that my audience is sick of looking at the same images. So I'm getting some new photos done, which I'm really excited about. I've actually used Sam Mothersole, shout out to Sam Mothersole Photography, for the last 3 shoots that I've had. Yep. So I'm going with someone new, quite a different look, which I'm excited to share with you, and I get to have a cool team around, and one of the team on my branding is here tonight as our guest. So I'm excited about that because I wear all her clothes, and then my stylist EJ is helping me, but I'm excited to be able to be, that's where you can have a bit of creative fun. So yeah, that's what's been happening.
That sounds exciting. I can't believe you're moving into Studio 11, but at least I know you're not very far from me, so it's pretty cool.
Not very far from like a really good coffee shop.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and things I've been working my butt off, actually. I've overcommitted myself.
It doesn't sound like you, P.
Yeah, so I've really been doing the hard hours and working on content strategy with a lot of my new clients, and a lot of strategy and marketing and PR. So it's been quite excited moving one of my
that's cool.
brands and moving them into the PR, so they're getting lots of PR at the moment. So that's kind of exciting when you come up with an idea and then you see it pull off, and then you see it starting to go viral. So and you're like, yes, I did that. So it's been kind of a big week for me. So all very exciting.
What's been some like current themes though that you feel like the last week you've been, talking about to people? Like, is there some like commonalities that people are coming out with?
Yeah, like, when you think in business, I'm going to do this, and then you decide to change it slightly. So I've been trying to move more into my rebels, but more of my social strategies and my coaching, people coming out with, or just the things that they're having trouble with, like just the how-to and moving them in through A to B, because some people go to coaching and they get the very big picture, but they don't get the okay, you do this step, then you do this step, and this moves to the step. So I haven't wanting to do that, but it's obviously a lot of clients are coming to me needing that. They know their big picture, they know who their target market is, but they don't know what their packages are, and they don't know how to move their package through to get it sold and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna play with that sort of idea and help people through that, the how-to.
So we actually decided, Pete, that we've got welcome to any new people following us and to the old people who show up every week to the show. Like, seriously, so many of you turn up on a Wednesday and then listen to the replay on the Thursday. But you and I said that we should just quickly reintroduce what we actually do in our own businesses, because we don't actually just do this for fun. We do this because it's very aligned to our businesses and we want to be able to give back and and
people have been like, oh, I watched your show. Is that all you do?
Yes, that's all we do.
And it's like, no, because they're new to us, so they just see that we have a show. It was funny, I just got a message on Facebook and someone, I don't know, was like, I think you were in the same cafe with me.
Oh, that's cute.
And they've seen us from the show. So that was kind of cool. So people are watching the show and getting
we appreciate you guys heaps.
So then that's the question, Nat. Who are you and what do you do?
Who are you? Actually, if you know who I am, I'd like you to tell me, because sometimes I fucking forget. So I'm going to talk about two things. So my name is Nat, and I have a business called Natalie Tolliff, and I'm a business coach, but specifically I help women entrepreneurs increase their sales, but driving from intuitive and imperfect action. So the reason I do that is I fully, hand on heart, believed when I left my corporate job that in 6 weeks I was going to make $10,000 and I was going to sip fucking pina coladas. For real. That's what happened. And so that obviously didn't happen. I was sipping tea and crying to my husband that I needed to go back and get a job, and I fell into social media highlight reels. And for me, that was about getting my mindset back, and I did a lot of personal development to bring myself back. And so now I business coach with the philosophy of you can't compare yourself. It's never going to be perfect. You have to take imperfect action. This business is the biggest personal development you're ever going to go on. Hashtag just fucking do it. If not you, then who? All those cliches. So I'm very much a coach who walks the talk, which means I will never ask you to do something I've never done. And I will say no to you if I actually can't help you, which I think is something really, really important as a coach. So that's what I do, Pete.
Awesome.
But the second part onto that is I found a theme for the last couple of weeks with some clients is they're like, Nat, do you ever get sick of hearing your own messages and hearing yourself? And I'm like, absolutely. Hearing your own stuff constantly can drive yourself crazy, and so then you procrastinate and then you don't show up. But I'm a huge believer in repetitive messages and standing for something, because that actually helps you niche. So if your friend in business says, oh, I procrastinate a lot, you're going to be like, go and see Nat, she'll help you with imperfect action. Oh, I can't sell in my business, go and see Nat, she'll help you do it. So you get the idea. So even though you're sick of hearing yourself, someone needs to hear your message about 20 times before they fully understand what you're trying to say to them.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm a huge believer in that, and that's been a really big thing with some of my clients at the moment. So if you're a little bit stuck around, well, what are my repetitive messages? I've got a really cool PDF which I'm happy to share with you. If you want it, chuck in the comments below, yes please Nat, and I will hook you up.
Brilliant.
Who are you, Pete?
Oh, well, mine's not as long-winded as Missy Moo over here, because So I'm a social media strategist. So basically I help businesses and entrepreneurs get to A to B online. So most of that is on content strategy, like helping you understand how to put out good content, what it looks like, and get that content to the sale. So I do a lot of content strategy and overall arching business social strategy. So I really plan that, a lot of action taking as well. But I think more hand holding as well, more I teach my clients how to do it as well, how to put a video together, how to do lives, how to understand their Facebook analytics, how to make an ad, how to do retargeting. So I try to give them the tools to do it themselves, so that after 3 months they actually can do it themselves. And then what happens is everyone comes back a year later, or if new developments come, do I need this? Like Instagram TV's just come out, so I've had a whole lot of clients. Is this something that we should...
TV?
Yeah, so Instagram TV means you can do long tail to about an hour.
Sweet.
So a lot of clients coming back, past clients, do I need this? Should we jump on this now? What should we do? So then I come in and we design a strategy for them to move forward. So that's sort of what I do.
Do you find also, P, though, like even though someone has the plan and the strategy, they have to have the confidence and the mindset to actually go and take that action?
Yep, and so that's why a lot of hand holding is going, because like some of the clients, my new clients that I've got now, sort of know what to do, but they don't have the confidence or how to write a proper post, or is this the right thing to do? So I sort of guide them through that as well. So
it's really cool.
I mean, you can't, you've got to, I think people got to get their confidence up, and then once they understand their brand a lot more and how it all works, then they get the confidence to fly on their own. That's why I like to stay within 3 months. I don't like to go over that if I can.
Do you know what I love about confidence? I'm really glad you touched on that. Is I know that some people believe that you have to be an extrovert to be confident.
Yeah.
Which is not true, right? So
No.
confidence is awesome because it's a skill. You can actually be taught confidence.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert and loud like me and wears flamingos and has like, crazy hair. You can actually be an introvert and still be confident, because to have confidence helps you sell, helps you show up, and it helps you be consistent. So if I met some people who are like, oh, now I'm not an extrovert, and it's like, sorry, that excuse is totally not valid, because confidence can be taught and is an actual skill.
Yeah.
So that's
I think that's right. I mean, I think you don't have to, it's about trusting your intuition, like trusting the brand that you're standing in, by, and you're like having trust there. And a lot of people don't. They feel like, oh, I'm not sure if I should do that, so then I won't. So there's a lot of teaching about, no, you're right. That is the wording. That is who you are. And especially the personal brands, where I really like to, go do that. Anyway, so let's...
Speaking of brands...
Yes. Why don't you talk about our favourite person in the studio today?
So some of you may recognise something tonight that represents that person as the flamingo jacket. Huge fan of our guest coming up. I may or may not have about 5 or 6 pieces of her stuff in my wardrobe. Maybe 6 now. But what I love about our guest coming up, actually our guest is Monique Doy. Let's just face it, we've all had you waiting for ages, and the cameras are all unfold.
Sorry about my coat. It's really cold in here.
She came in with her slippers on, which was awesomely fun.
I've changed my shoes, but I'm just going to keep my coat because it's really cold.
So just quickly before Nat jumps into, I want to hear who's online. Jump in, say hello, and something we've never done. If you do have a business, tag your business in, because
I've never done that. Good idea.
Because I'm a very visual. I can't connect businesses, so just for me and maybe Nat. But just for me, put your businesses in so we can connect the name and the brand together, and start asking questions of any of us.
We can't do the show without your questions.
Yeah.
But what P and I do love about Monique is she is all about wearing your brand. Your personality is your brand. And the first time I even knew of who Monique was she was in a swimsuit in the magazine. And I was just like, who is this chick? Because this is some confidence right here. And then when I met her the first time, we were fangirly to each other. It was like, oh my God.
Hi.
And she tried to tell me that she was a blogger. And I'm like, girlfriend, you design clothes and help women with confidence. I think you're a businesswoman. So we wanted to have her on the show. She's got some incredible messages for all of you tonight. Welcome on.
Thanks. Hi. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks.
Very nice to be here.
Thanks for waiting for us to
thanks for waiting for half an hour.
get through the fog.
That's all right. No, we had to get rid of the camera fog. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
too.
Monique wanted to come on, and the first thing she wanted to do was sing Frozen.
I have 2 small children. I know Let It Go very, very well.
Yeah. Hey, so on the spot, no, just joking.
No. You don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Hey, so Mon, take us back to how you got in your swimsuit in a magazine. Just take us to that space.
Do you want me to go right back?
Go.
Right
Just
back?
go.
We're
We're gonna go right back, man.
I can do it briefly, I'm sure. How did I start? So I used to be a primary school teacher.
Oh, that's
So
right.
yeah,
That's
I was a primary school teacher for 10 years. And got a little bit disillusioned with that and wanted to go off and have my family and whatnot. So I did that, and then my little Flo was 6 months old, so I had a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old, And I was sitting at home crying my eyes out because I had no idea what I liked anymore or who I was or just total loss of sense of identity. Even though my kids were awesome and my house was awesome and my husband was awesome, I just needed something. And I used to admin a whole lot of Facebook buy and sell pages. And so like buying and selling baby clothes so that I could afford more baby clothes for my kids. I'd sell the old ones and get new ones. And I got chatting to a whole bunch of the mums on there one day about what I was buying. And they were all saying, you know, I can't fit my old clothes, but I don't know what to buy anymore, and these don't fit me, and I've had a cesarean, and I feel terrible about my body, and, you know, I don't want to be seen, and all of this, you know, identity stuff. And so I just started telling them each week what I was buying. That's how it started.
It's amazing how,
I know,
just
how
like, it starts.
Just like that. And
wow.
then I said to them, they said, where can I find that post about those pants that you said about?
Yeah.
And of course, with the Facebook feed, right, in a group, it just disappears. It just goes down. And I said to my husband, I need somewhere to store all this information. And he goes, that's called a blog. And I was like, what's a blog?
Just like, yeah,
This is like coming up almost 3 years ago. I was like, what's a blog? No idea. Didn't follow bloggers, didn't know anything about it at all. So my husband's a web developer. He set me up a blog. I started telling everybody in these groups to come and read the blog. And then I opened up the buy and sell group. So I've got 5,500 women in the dressing up buy and sell group, selling their old clothes and getting new ones, because it's really important for me to give them access to clothes in their size, because it's hard. The choices out there are often not great when you get past a size 14. So did that, and then blogged for a while, became a stylist, as you do, which is what I'd been doing with all these women all this time. I'd been at their homes, in their wardrobes, helping them to show really who they were inside on the outside, which is where your personality comes from. And then last April started the clothing brand, which is Dressing Room.
It's amazing.
So that's it in short.
So go back to the blogging where you... Because there's a couple of things I want to talk about blogging, because there's that real perfection side of blogging where you have to have... It's very stylised. You have to have this shirt and that shirt and... Blah, blah. But I'd love to tell us about how you... The swimsuit thing, like bearing all, literally, for New Zealand.
So I kind of decided that... You know, the reason I blogged in the first place was so that I could show women a body that they recognised. I didn't get to see women like me wearing the clothes I wanted to wear. It just wasn't out there in the media for me. And so I thought, well, what's the hardest thing that women find to buy? You know, jeans, underwear, swimsuits. That would be number one. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this blog post about swimsuits, and I'll get together all these swimsuits. And then I thought, how they know what my body's like, and they've been buying off my body all this time. You know, those jeans fit Monique, so they'll fit like this on me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be so much better if they could see the swimsuit on me? So then I got myself and roped in two other girls who both swore at me when I told them I wanted them to model swimsuits. They were like,
I think I would do more than swear at you if you're like, hey, Nate, gotta put a swimsuit on it. But like, what?
They were like, no thanks, that's cool, you just go for it. Anyway, I convinced them, and the wonderful Nikki Grove Eads, who's a great photographer, came on board, and we went and did this amazing swim shoot. And then it got picked up by the Women's Day. So there I was in my togs on the Women's Day. And all my friends are just messaging me, I just saw you wearing a bikini on the Women's Day. How are you? I was like, yeah, I'm good. And the blog post went crazy. It had an organic reach of something like 50,000. It was just mental.
Wow.
And I had message after message from women all over the country just saying to me, someone sent me a message, I'll cry. I'm not going to cry. And said, this is the first year in 20 years I've worn a swimsuit.
Wow.
And gone swimming.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I just thought, because life's too short.
Yeah.
Life's too
Way
short. Not
too
just
short.
it's ridiculous that we have these hang-ups about the way we are supposed to look, and what our bodies are supposed to do. And I think that women's bodies especially are so fluid, like throughout our lives.
Like literally.
Yeah, like literally. But no, like our hormones change,
Yeah.
you know, we go through puberty, we have babies, we have menopause. Like our bodies change all the time, and yet we spend our whole lives trying to make sure they don't. You know?
So after that, the power of the swimsuit blog and the magazine, did you realise that you were able to influence women?
Yeah. And I just wanted to do it in a more hands-on way. Like I would get, literally hands-on. I'd get messages from these women going, I want to be more confident, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't know what to wear, and, you know, I don't feel like I can put things together myself that show who I am, and where should I shop, and what should I buy, and it just felt like I kept saying to my husband all the time, I just want to get hold of these women, I just want to get hold of them, and just, you know, guide them through. And then I realised, well, that's what I've been doing for everyone I know forever anyway.
Yeah, interesting.
I understand how clothing works. That's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to one-on-one go inside these women's homes and into their wardrobes and help them come out of whatever that shell is and just make them feel like they can be who they are inside on the outside. They can show that.
And it's quite a transformational experience, isn't it? Because I've come across someone who's done that service, and she was very, like, almost to tears. Like, you just changed her whole outlook, you know, with the way that she dresses now. So that's, you know, you're really changing, you know, women's lives who've been wearing the same sort of stuff because they haven't had the courage to sort of move out of that.
I think it's, a lot of time we all sit around waiting for people to give us permission to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. I think they see it as this person that comes in and goes, okay, you can, I'm giving you permission.
Yeah, interesting about permission.
You can be whoever you want to be. You can wear whatever you want to wear. You don't have to listen to all the rules. You know, tell me who you are. I care about who you are. Tell me what you're about, and we're going to find a way to communicate that on the outside. And I think walking around wearing what you feel like you are on the inside is huge, especially for women who have had their choices so limited and not been able to express themselves in fashion for so long because they can't find the clothes in their size.
And is that what drove Dressing Room for you to make and curate? Look how cool this is. I wear this to death. Someone else just said that they wore their flamingos today.
Cute.
I'm like, I thought I was the only flamingo. That's for me.
There's more than one
So I have to say it's frustrating because when I saw the flamingo top, I was like, that's mine. And
So
then
you should just wear it, though.
And then
Just wear it.
saw that she'd got it, and I was like, oh, I can't buy that now.
I've ruined the flamingo.
Yeah.
I saw you in the one with the sequin back. You know,
the black
the
one.
black bomber, but the back
yeah.
is like all brushed sequins, and they change colour when you go up or down. That's
that's
a rebel jacket.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw you
totally
in.
mine.
I saw you in
But
that
because we
one.
live so close to each other,
feel like-
can you imagine us turning up to the cafe and it's like, oh,
We put 3 flamingos.
okay, which one of us is going to take it off?
What are you wearing?
How do you think I feel when I go out and about? People go, "You've got Nat's jacket on." I'm like, "What?"
Hey, look, that's actually funny because you teach business women to be your brand. So this is very much in line with my brand,
Totally.
right?
Yeah.
So well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's totally morphed. You know, people recognize it. I think that's important as well, especially when you're in business. How can you help women in business really move into their brand and have a style? Because you didn't always have pink hair, right?
Yeah, that was
What do you
honestly
mean?
a changing day in my life.
Yeah.
Seriously, bizarre. I think I've had it, must be coming up 2 years. Things changed for me after I dyed my hair pink. Because it was like, it was like I've said, you know, you got to be visible in your business, like you've got to put yourself at the front. There's no way you can have a personal brand and not be the personality.
Yeah.
And if they're out there fighting it all the time, and that was me. I'm not going to be my personal brand. I'm I'm just going to be the person behind the scenes.
Yes, good try.
And remember me getting my branding done, and then my the little, what is the thing? Oh, the footer of my email and stuff. And there's little like drawn headshots of me with bright pink hair on everything now. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, and that's what people recognise.
Yeah.
You know? So taking that big step for me, just going from having kind of, you know, brown hair to bright pink hair, it's like I was giving myself permission to step it up to the next level. And I think a lot of times women don't want to dress and represent their brand if they don't necessarily 100% understand what it is yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes time. And there has to be a real self-belief there in what they're doing. And part of that is confidence as well. Yeah. You know, they go, oh, yeah, no, I think this is good. I think it's okay that I'm doing this. It's like you need to just decide and jump and be your brand.
Do you also think, though, that there could be people out there who are like, oh, I love what she's doing, but I can't have that because she's doing it, whereas I'm a believer in even if you do it, it's not same because it's your unique twist on it.
Oh, yeah, and everyone's brand is completely individual.
Pink hair, imagine.
Yeah,
I can't have pink hair because you're totally different people, right?
And everyone's brand is different. It's going to be based on their how they feel about their brand.
And I think there's a change. Like when I did it, So I had really, really long hair. Everything changed for me when I cut my hair.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost I had stepped into something different. Like,
Have you heard that quote? A woman who changes her hair is about to change her life.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's totally
Should
totally
look out,
true.
people. I've just gone
Yeah.
blonde, so I
Yeah.
don't know what the hell's going to be happening.
Yeah.
It's getting big. It's getting big.
But it's almost like you come into yourself and you're like, okay, you don't look like everyone else. You've got something different. And mine was gradual. It wasn't like I was going to go pink. It was just first it was like a little red line. And then I was like, oh, I kind of like that. And then it just whoosh, and now I'm totally crazy. But
I think there is something that happens for people who are wanting to make a change on the inside when they make a little change on the outside. It's just like a little shift in perspective. And sometimes they just make a little change in what they're wearing and then in the way they stand. And then it's it kind of communicates into, I'm changing on the outside, so it's okay to change a little bit on the inside too.
And it doesn't have to be as massive as like your hair. I mean, it could be, why can I never remember her name? But she's got green glasses. Mm-hmm. And, something
I know, if you want me to say, Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine. Yeah. I always go to call her Kim, and I know that's wrong, so I'm like, oh. Anyway, she's got these amazing bright green glasses.
They're awesome,
and you see her glasses before you sort of, and it's just that's a statement, and that's sort of morphed into her brand in the way that
and I
she
sat
is.
across from her in a cafe when we first met, and I went, is that your personality?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. And I say, should we make the rest match?
Yeah.
She's like, yes.
Hey,
That's
so
what I want to do.
That's a good point, actually. So it doesn't. You don't have to be all pink and vibrant and
No.
extrovert.
You don't
right?
have
You
to
can
do
be like
crazy stuff.
Some people, the personality of their brand is really neutral. They love to wear blushes and black and and structured clothes and tailoring and all of that. You got people in the health and wellness industry that literally wear activewear all the time. That is part of their brand, and that's okay. It's not about being me.
No,
it's about being them in the way that they need to communicate their message.
Is that something that you find that you have to articulate in your social media and your messages? That hey, you don't have to look like me when you come and see me. I'm not going to turn you into me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. Well, because lots of my, like you, P, right? Lots of my clients are jeans and sneakers girls.
Yeah, I'm a jeans sneaker.
I'm not a jeans and sneaker girl. I don't feel good in jeans and sneakers.
Yeah.
Other people wear them and totally pull them off and look amazing. It's about finding, it's your personality on the outside, right? Not my personality. So it's about you being able to express that person that you are.
But we've talked about this so many times, the whole jeans and sneakers, why I wear Converse and jeans, is because I hate shopping. Like I've told you, I
so
find
would you wear something different if you went to shop?
Probably, because we've talked about it.
We've talked about it.
Because it's what I know. I know the jeans that I like. So if I need new jeans, I'm just like,
you get the same ones.
Go get the same ones. And then I'm like, t-shirt, and I'll just chuck a jacket on because that's all I've known. So that's all I wear.
And a lot of women do that. They create a uniform for themselves.
Yeah. Interesting.
And that's exactly what it is. They create a uniform for themselves. I used to wear jeans and a stripy top and a green cardigan. And that was my uniform. Like, literally, I had like 7 green cardigans and like 14 stripy tops. And it was just like...
Who else has a uniform? Let us know. Put up some love.
Same, because that was easy and I could get my head around that. So I totally understand that.
You seem to buy the same things. Like, if you looked in my wardrobe, it's like black, 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 black.
For the
black,
love
black.
of the show, can you transform P?
No.
Right now?
For the love of the show, not like right now.
Now, we've had some amazing comments. Renee is talking about when she changed her pants, it changed her confidence in her life.
I like
those must be some impressive pants there, Renee.
What sort of pants were they, Renee? Show us a photo.
Yeah. Naomi said your messages are so empowering. Sim, she loves you.
Aww.
Sim's an awesome person.
Yeah.
Sarah Marshall's the same as me. She wears black and white.
Yeah.
Black and white with pops of colour. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But black and white can look amazing as long as you're wearing black and white because you like it and it makes you feel great.
Yeah.
That's the point. So it's about what makes you feel amazing. And I think a lot of women don't choose. They don't actually choose. It's not a choice. They just do.
Have the uniform. I think it's a really important point.
So the uniform, a lot of people in brands get stuck with that. They wear, like, if their branding is yellow, they wear yellow. Like, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Shut up. I'm wearing pink and my logo's pink.
It depends.
Yeah.
I suppose
Can you do?
I'm so
like,
matchy. It's really hard for me to say.
I think I'm the same. So like, let's change the question. The question is, can you do too much of one colour? I think. Whereas your handbag's pink, your shoes are pink, your wallet pink, your phone's pink, your underwear's pink,
your
that's
socks
right.
are pink, and you suddenly become some
your
kind
pen is pink,
your
keys are pink. You get my.
Because I actually have a lot of pink happening.
Except if it's sequins, like I never saw a sequin that I didn't love. So in that case, not so much.
Tell us about your business journey, though. That I know you've done a little bit of pivoting. There's been personal development. I want you to show us the realities of you growing your business and where you've got to today.
So I thought once I figured out what blogging was, that was going to be a pretty sweet deal. And people were going to rain money down upon me in order to wear nice
like
clothes.
This me, mate.
Yeah. In order to wear nice clothes. And I was like pretty excited about that situation. What did I realize pretty fast? I had to be professional about it. I had to develop a media kit and I had to chase these people like crazy. And then they had the opportunity to influence my message. And that's where I fell off the wagon because I didn't want to chase them. I didn't want to spend my whole time doing sales. I wanted to be with people, basically. And I didn't care, especially some of the bigger brands, about their message. I cared about what was good for my woman. So I was like, what can you do for my reader? And they were like, what can you do for us? And I was going, this is not great. This is not going the way I thought it was. And like we're 6 months in and I've made like $200 and maybe got a free t-shirt. But I'm like, I'm going to be a world famous blogger. This has been awesome. So I kind of slogged on with that for quite a long time. And I have to say that there were really successful bloggers in that time that saw me and decided that I was legit and like totally took me under their wings.
Oh, that's cool.
Beautiful people. I'm just going to shout out Caitlin Taylor and Megan Kerr. You know who you
Kate,
are.
Kate's awesome.
Kate and Megan.
Nice.
It's a really busy, quite competitive industry, online influencing. I really had no idea, I think, what I was getting myself into, to be fair. Anyway, those two women were like, this is what you do, like, let us help you out, da-da-da. They were just both completely amazing. So, yay for awesome women in business. So it didn't take me long to realise the blogging wasn't going to work. For ages, I refused to call myself a stylist because I thought I needed some, like, special... someone was going to go and ta-dam, you're a stylist and here's your special card that says stylist and you can put a plaque on your front door that says I am a stylist and I had to do a course or something. I was a stylist already. That's what I was doing and I just wasn't owning it and I was too scared to say the words and I kept saying, but I won't say I'm a stylist, I'll just help people with their wardrobes. It was just stupid. So once I got over that and went on styling appointments and realised that I was in love with it, my clients were crying, but in a good way, and then wanting me to take them shopping and, wanting every add-on they could possibly think of. I was like, this is actually really cool. But I still had this huge problem that I was with clients and wanting to take them out to buy clothes, and there were this many stores and this many clothes for them.
Yeah, wow.
And I was like, this isn't getting better. Like, when I was a young teenager shopping with my mum, who was plus size, watching her not be able to afford everything that was ridiculously expensive in the very small plus size market, I thought, surely this has got so much better, right? From then to now. I'm like, I'm 35. I'm now the age just about she was when we were out shopping. It hasn't gotten a lot better. It's getting a little bit better. People can buy online now, of course, but you still can't try it on. And of course, now we've got the taxes and stuff coming back in with online shopping, which makes it really difficult if you spend over $200. So eventually I went, okay, I feel like I have to put my money where my mouth is and make these clothes. And again, I was like, it's fine. I know exactly what I want to make. I'll just make some clothes. It'll be sweet. It was not sweet. It was not easy to get into clothing manufacturing. I couldn't get the clothes I wanted. The manufacturing in New Zealand obviously is really small now. They didn't necessarily have the machines I needed. Trying to get fabrics was impossible. It was like shopping at fabric wholesalers here and they couldn't tell me where the fabrics were from because they're all imported from all around the world because there aren't fabric mills in New Zealand anymore. All of these things, and I was all like, I'm going to produce in New Zealand and it's going to be easy, and I couldn't buy buttons. Like, it was out of control. I couldn't get the buttons I wanted. And it was just getting really, really expensive to create small quantities. am I on the right track here? Should I
Yeah.
continue?
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So I thought, I don't know what to do now. Like, I feel like I've gone as far. It's been 10 months or something. Pretty much haven't really made any money because all the money that's come in has gone back, back into the business and into marketing it. How am I going to give these women what I've promised them? And I just felt really like I had overpromised, and I'd said to them, I'm going to do this and this and this for you, and I'm going to make this part of your life so much better because you're going to be able to open your wardrobe and have the clothes you always dreamed of, because where's our Zara, where's our Witchery, where's our all the stores that everyone just cruises into and buys outfits? Where are those clothes for us? And so I just felt like I'd totally failed. It wasn't going to happen. And it sucked. And then this is where we sort of segue into the We Network. Should we talk about the We Network?
Yeah.
Every show we talk about the We Network.
Yeah.
Shout out to the We.
So the We Network is an online network for female entrepreneurs, which we are all part of.
That's right. We're all We's.
And I met Rachel Lewis, who runs the We Network, and she had many home truths for me, including telling me I was a businesswoman for the first time, and I laughed. I was like, I'm not in business. She's like, are you making money? Yeah. She goes, that's what a businesswoman does. I was like, oh. Cool. So Rachel always says, if you're stuck in your business, just let it go for a minute and go and help someone else. Go and help someone else with their business and see what happens. And so one day I was scrolling through the We Network, procrastinating from doing anything else, and I saw a post from an amazing woman called Lisette Mason, and she said, I've got this fashion business, it's growing really fast, I don't know anything about marketing, I don't know anything about social media, I'm on my own and I'm just feeling completely overwhelmed. And I was like, I reached out to her and I was like, I can come and help you, what do you need? And I went over to her house and I spent probably 4 hours there because I was just in love with her. The minute I met her, I was like, I'm not leaving, I'm moving in here, you're so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And went through all of her Facebook pages and, helped setting up her Instagram accounts and all of that stuff. Did all the social media things and talked to her a lot about her target audience and marketing and stuff she could be doing. And we kind of just like, that was it. We were just kind of connected at the hip after that. And now Lisette produces all of my clothing for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is amazing because she's amazing at it. She's like some kind of crazy prodigy with numbers and measurements and fabrics, and she can just hold all the information in her head so beautifully. And she also says things to me like, can't make that sleeve. That sleeve's a no. I'm like, what's wrong with this sleeve? And she's like, well, firstly, it's way too big here, way too small there, and that fabric won't work in it. I'm like, good to know. So she's making my designs better at the same time. And I do all of her marketing and all of her social media and all of her PR and all of that stuff and all of her brand strategy, which is what we're working on at the moment.
I think it's perfect though, babe, because so many people are scared about, what if I go and get a part-time work, contract work? It's like, it doesn't mean you're failing. That's just actually, I think, a modern businesswoman's way that we roll. And I think it's a beautiful relationship that you have.
Yeah, and you know what? It's allowed me to really understand where my strengths are too and develop them more. Like brand strategy and how you communicate your brand is huge for me. Like it's really, really important for me, and I can see it in every facet of a business. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it means I can streamline everything for her, but also for my own businesses. Yeah. It's allowed me to go, okay, now I've done all this stuff for Lisette and she's got this beautiful marketing plan. I'm like, where's my marketing plan? A marketing plan? No, just have write a marketing plan. So it's going to be really great for me in the long term. And of course, working for her means also that there's some extra income. So I'm not freaking out about and it is a huge investment I'm about to have to make in 2 ranges of clothing at once for dressing room.
Super proud though, because that is the winners. When you see some of the most epic people, they've had the fucking epic fails, man, and they've put huge amounts of money behind them, and I just doesn't mean that you have to do that to make it, but I have a firm belief in all that journey you've had and all the things that have gone wrong, all the money you've got to put behind it. It's actually the rite of passage to come out and do it. Do you reckon?
But we all really do think, hey, that first 6 weeks.
I'm going to make it, man.
I'm going to make $1 million.
Yeah, people go, oh, it's so easy for you. You're so successful. And I'm like, dude, I'm like coming up to 3 years and I'm only just working out where it's at.
Can we talk about that? Because I think that's really cool, is that people will see you online, they see your numbers and they go, man, you are just nailing it. And you're thinking, I haven't even been able to pay my power bill. Just because Facebook shows you doing stuff doesn't mean it's happening, right?
100%. And I think, especially being a stylist, like there's a lot of stylists out there, and they're not so much in my niche, which is nice because I love my particular audience. Yeah. But there's a lot of stylists out there, and you see a lot of stylists doing a lot of things, and there's a whole lot of cool stuff going on Instagram. And I'm rubbish at updating my Instagram. Like I'm getting around to that. Oh wait, I take a photo of myself. Hey. So you see all these, and they go to all these amazing events, and they do all this PR and da 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 da. But I sit there and I look at my numbers, and I go, okay, so I've had like 7,500 followers on my Facebook page for like over a year. I keep going, when is this number growing? But you know what? I haven't converted 7,500 women to come and have a session with me. I haven't yet influenced 7,500 lives.
Yeah.
So I've still got work to do. And that's about knowing what your purpose is and what your why is in your business. And my why is that I want those women to get up every morning and show up for their lives. To open up their wardrobe and go, yes, I'm going to dress for this day I want to have. So until they're all doing it, there's no point in freaking out about 1 or 2 or 10 or 100 or 1,000 more people liking my page. Because I tell you what, I have done a lot of styling sessions in the last 6 months, but I have not done 7,500. True
I
story.
think that's important. Like people do get too caught up in the numbers and they focus on that instead of talking to the people who they've already got in their community.
I know.
And remembering that you actually have to talk to someone, especially online, about, I think it's like they've got to see you and talk to you like 30 times before they even think about, they might think, oh, one day when I'm ready, I'll go do that. So they've already got the thought, but it takes a while for them to come through. And it could be up to 150 times that they've had some sort of visual with you before they say, oh, I do.
I love thing in your group, Nat, the other day, where someone's like on Facebook, and there's like 7 Natalie ads, and I'm like, she's just doing it 7 ads at a time.
I'm just like, boom, all over you. I really love that thing about the vanity metrics, right? That's what it's called. So I've successfully grown my business to save me having to go get a freaking job in the city with a database of it's only just ticked to 1,000 people, and it's given me 100k financial years, and I'm like, that's on a tiny database, and that's based on the quality of the people you get on, and not going, I've got 10,000 people and no one's freaking buying anything because they don't care about it.
And it's understanding how people work with you as well, like how they come in. So it might not be just on social media. It might be like, for me, I know when I speak or when I'm doing workshops offline, I will convert 80% of that room within the next 6 months. So that's
get in front of groups, so
it's finding out what works for you. I mean, the We Network, it's a really good place for you to get that social proof and build up relationships so that you can get that when you're starting out and then moving forward. So it's finding out what works for your business. It doesn't necessarily have to be just on Facebook,
And
tell us
again,
about
understanding
networks.
who your target audience is.
Yeah.
Because just because they're following you doesn't mean they're in your target audience.
That's right.
Like, I can't probably style you from the Philippines, so it's kind of crucial that you're like in my area, and I can see you, I can get to you one way or another.
Tell us about how networks like the We or just offline networks, how has networking influenced your business?
Oh my goodness, it's actually everything.
Yeah.
It's actually everything, and I don't think I knew what networking was before. And as I say, when I was blogging, I was going to blog events, and man, I suck in a big room of people.
Do you think because you suck because it's not real? It's all like smiles and hey,
totally.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
I really felt
Shit
like it was about who's the coolest and who's working with who.
Yeah, totally is.
Do you know what I mean? Put me in a room of my women that I style, I'm all about it. But put me in a room of like cool people and
we're the same, mate.
demi celebrities.
You hate being in a crowd. Which when you first said that, I think we were at a speaking event and you were like, you said something, and I was just like, what? You? Because you're so.
I have a bullshit radar and it goes off all the time. And when I'm in a group. When you're in a group of networking and people are there for the wrong reasons and they're just talking for the sake of talking and you're talking to it's just like...
I think
and plus I actually put my foot in my mouth and say dumb stuff.
She does.
I think people confuse networking and sales.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's actually not the same thing.
No.
When you are networking, this has definitely been my experience. The networks that have been effective for me have been about how we actually can help each other up. And there's a group of women that will say that we're all about empowering each other and helping each other up, but it's not legit. Like, it's about competition.
Yeah.
And then you've got other women who will actually help you out with zero agenda. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I feel like the We Network has been for me, is that I go in there and I go, hey guys, I need this, I'm stuck with XYZ, and someone will jump out of the woodwork and go, oh yeah, I can help you with this, here's the advice you need. Like, where else can you go where people will just give you the information you need without going, and that's $250, thank you very much.
So, but talk into that though. At what stage though is it okay for them to go, oh, but it is now going to cost you $250? So it's that fine line, isn't it?
Totally. I tend to, I look at it from my perspective. Let's say someone asks a question about branding or styling or whatever. Yeah. And I'll go, hey, have you tried XYZ, da, 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 da. They'll reply. And then I'll say, if you want me to help you, any further, feel free to get in touch with me here. And they can then do that. And then they can see, your packages and your pricing and whatever. But generally speaking, it doesn't actually hurt you to just be a bit kind and give this piece of information.
That's one of your biggest values, kindness.
Well, just
you are so kind.
It's one sentence. You can say that to that person, and it can just help them so much.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need to get paid for that particular thing, and it will come around in a different way.
Yeah.
And that person will then say to someone else, "Oh, well, I know this girl Monique who knows about that." Next time someone asks them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just about, I think, being present. And as I say, I have had so much help. People have bent over back, like Rachel Lewis for a start, who runs the We Network. She has just mentored me from day one and bent over backwards to help me for zero gain for herself, and that's what she does in the network.
Yeah.
And,
it's incredible.
And it works. It's created an amazing space.
So really what you've done, like we talk about building our tribe and stuff. So really you've got you've found your tribe.
Totally.
And the We Network has sort of helped with that.
Yeah.
Like we talk about the tribe all the time, Who is your tribe? Who are like our tribe, the constant people who keep coming on the Impact show, like Fiona Hall, she's always here.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Davine, you've got few that they're always
the same people show is great.
So that's sort of our tribe, the people who are wanting to.
Do you have some tips for women who want to come and be active in groups, but they may see that there's like another 5 of them in the group in their same industry and think, I'm not going to say that because maybe it's been said, or I don't want to be seen as a know-it-all. Like, what are some tips to be in a community, an online community?
I think if you're going in with wanting to be helpful, from a space of help, then your comment is always worth giving. Yeah, for sure. Newsflash, you are not the only one who does what you do anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I like that.
There is always someone a step ahead of you. There's always someone better, faster, shinier. Like, it just...
What?
Yeah, seriously.
What?
Seriously. It's just the way it is.
I'm sorry, Monique, but there's no
I'm sorry,
one
the
like
show's
me.
just been cut. Cut the show.
Okay,
Hey, we're different peeps. I'm just saying.
If you
good point, though.
spend your life looking sideways at what everyone else is doing, as you always say, you got time to do sales if you got time to look sideways at what everyone else is doing. You're not actually living inside your business. So you go into those places to get a tribe, to help other people, to get help with your business, and to make connections. And those connections will eventually bring you business.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Good tips, babe, because I often get asked at heaps, because, I'm like you pulling, if you can get in front of groups of people when you're first starting out, it's so good for your brand and your identity and your credibility. And I know a lot of people are like, but what do I say? I don't know how to give back, especially if they're like, I don't know, and maybe wellness or something, and they're not like, they don't have any business tips.
But like when you go to a wee meetup, which they've got across the country, it can be the tiniest thing that you say that tips someone over the edge. And sometimes it's even just repeating back what they've said. It's not that you've got some like amazing, magic formula that's going to fix their business. It's just that you heard them and they said it out loud themselves.
That's nice.
Sometimes that's all it is.
That's a nice
You're
thing.
just actually being there for other people.
Holding space.
Totally.
Yeah.
And just hearing them, and sometimes that's enough for them to work it out by themselves.
That's a good thing about the We Network, because you've got the offline and the online, and
Yeah.
then, you build up these relationships online, but it just cements it so much more when you actually meet people in real life.
Do you know, at the last We Meet Up, all I talked about was how my toddlers were driving me crazy, how my kids were like it was just falling apart at home.
I don't think
school
I've
and like
actually-
kindy and I was like, and that's just making work really hard, and that's just all I wanted to say about that. And they were all like, "Oh, dude, we know, we get it," and that's actually what I needed from that.
Yes.
It wasn't actually, can you give me some amazing structure for my business? It was just like, I'm struggling with my business because my kids are being hard. So and other
someone
women
to
get it.
normalize it, and I think that's what's
Yeah.
really important that I love to be able to share with women is like when we share our shit, is to go, oh, I'm struggling with this. Oh, cool. It means you're this on the entrepreneur journey, and it's normal to feel like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you just want
normalize
to
it.
say, and you've got this many more bumps to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the other thing that Rach says all the time. Sorry to preach, Rach, but man, she said some things that have blown my mind. She said to me right at the beginning, because I was complaining, like I wasn't problem solving, I was complaining about all the things. And she said, so your job as an entrepreneur is to show up every day and solve problems. She's like, that is your job. So you need to wake up each morning and go, here's all my problems, this is how I'm going to solve them, and you find a path through. If that's not what you want from your life, maybe this isn't the path for you.
Yes, that's straight
And
up
I was
great.
just like, ooh, oh my goodness. But do you know what? She's so right. If you don't come at it from a place of problem solving, it's just going to pile up and you're
Oh my
never going
God,
to
I
find your
love
way
that.
through.
That's
I
good,
love
eh?
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That Rachel Lewis.
I know.
Rachel,
She knows what she's talking about.
Lucky she was probably like one of our first guests on, wasn't
Yeah.
she? She's about
She
to have,
was.
She's about to have a baby.
I
She's
know,
overdue.
I'm
She's sick of
waiting.
it. Lots of so much love to you
Rachel,
now.
we hope you're having your baby right now.
This was some like baby vibes.
Now, hey, I just want to quickly, talking about networking, and
Yes.
Nat was going to say, I don't like networking, because I don't. I don't like to leave my house, Nat? But I did, and we talked about it before, I went to Natalie CW's speakers, authors thing, and I met Renee. So Renee is watching our show right now,
Renee.
and she's the most gorgeous. I sat next to her.
Oh, that's nice.
Didn't meet her before, and we met, and she is the first woman I've met who makes wine.
Renee, you need to come on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Renee,
was
there's no refreshments here. Please, could you bring wine?
Anyway, so she said, it was my birthday yesterday, and she sent me a bottle of
birthday.
wine.
Oh.
Yeah. So Renee, I have taken photos, but I haven't put them up.
That's nice.
The rosé that you sent me,
Renee, do you need my
I
address?
was stealing it out of. It was so good. I was stealing it out of people's cups so I could drink more of it because it was so delicious.
Oh, yeah, that sounds amazing.
And this, as soon as you get that online, I want to know so I can purchase it.
Yes,
it was
please.
probably my
Sounds
favorite
good.
rosé.
I love rosé.
I know.
Yeah.
So I just saw her comment on your page, and
And I
so-
met you at a networking event for the first time.
Yes, because we had pink hair. And I was like,
and you
why
were like this. You were
Yeah.
like, oh man, this is a lot for me. And I was like, hey, I've heard all about you. How are you? And you were like,
what have you heard?
I saw you take a breath. But you did great at that event.
Because I'm so focused at home and I'm always by myself, sometimes when I've had long stretches, I do struggle.
Yeah,
But then once I warm up, I'm like, woohoo, let's go.
I know, totally.
You know?
Hey, lots of chats on here. So people are
Yeah.
like Rachel GB. Rachel
hi,
GB's in the
Rachel
house.
GB.
Mon and Lizette are the dream team. They're both so great and generous and clever. It's awesome to see them working together.
Oh, thanks.
We've
hon.
got Shayna Pete. Hey, Shayna.
Shayna's out doing all the graphic design at the moment for Lisette.
She's
Oh,
amazing
brilliant.
graphic design, by
She's
the way.
amazing.
Shayna said, love that, learning to look after your existing peaks before you worry about gaining new ones is
Yeah,
so
huh?
important.
That is so
And
true.
there's
Repeat
actually
customer.
There's statistics on that's 80-20, like
Yeah.
80%, you know?
Yep.
If they bought from you before, they'll buy from you again.
Totally.
Take care
Right.
of them because
God, it
they
happens
gave
all the
you
time.
all
Yeah.
their time and energy in the first place.
I mean, I say that with my clients all the time. As soon as when they're like, oh, we're running out of money, it's like, well, have you followed up all your past clients,
I
checked
know.
in with them, see how they're going?
The other
You
thing
know?
for me is that my past clients are often going out and like really spreading the word. So I
Yeah.
want to hear about that. Like they'll,
Yeah.
I'll get an email from them going, oh, I took my auntie shopping and I took my cousin and we did this and like
that's
she's
cool.
feeling really, and I'm just like, yes.
So that's nice. So you're actually impacting and empowering them, and then they're going in and empowering their brother, or their sister or their aunt.
I
For
actually
example.
have
That's
got the
very
coolest
cool.
clients
Aw,
ever. Seriously.
Becky Carr. So
So cool.
I went to a networking. You know how I was late last week?
Hey, Becky.
Becky went. She was like, I did a great job networking.
Aww.
I couldn't go, Becky, last week because someone had to set the show up.
Yeah. I know.
Which is a shame that local networking events on a
It was
Wednesday.
really good. Like, I loved it.
So, guys, the show's going to wrap up in a couple of minutes. Do you have any questions for the amazing Monique? She will be asked what we ask every guest at the end of the show. Top 5 tips for businesswomen around anything that you want. Can be around branding, styling, and business. And then we'll see what other questions we keep coming through.
Should we do that now?
Yep.
Go.
Top 5, round down. Okay, find your network. It's going to be the first one. Can I be
network.
repeat ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you have to come up with brand new.
Find your network. Be 100% confident in what you're doing.
And as we know, confidence is a skill and can be taught.
Yes, it can.
Yes.
Stop looking sideways.
Yes.
Be absolute huge. They are not you. They are not doing it like you because you are someone different. So stop looking sideways. You know what I hear is really hard is that try and get the support of your family and friends around you. It's really, really important because a lot of people don't. And I guess the last thing is don't downplay what you're doing.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, people go, oh no, I'm just...
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you are trying to get a business off the ground. That is probably one of the hugest things you're ever going to do in your life. So don't downplay what you're doing. So I spent ages with Nat trying to teach me. She goes, how are you going to introduce yourself? What are you going to say you do? And I used to go, I help women with their wardrobes and stuff. And she's like, dude, just try again. I'm like, I'm a stylist. She's like, and I'm like, I'm a clothing designer. She's like, that's right. You know how you actually designed those clothes? I'm like, yeah. She's like, makes you a clothing designer. Say the words.
I'm a blogger.
Dude, I know. And
Plug
I used to find that really hard to just put it out there and say what I did because I felt like people would go, no, you're not. Because it's imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah, totally.
You're scared
It's
someone
huge.
else's. I'm like, but I'm not Karen Walker. Like, I'm not. Then you feel like you need to explain. You know, I'm not here.
I find that so funny. Every guest that we've had on our show has had the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everyone gets it.
It's just.
I think you get it in all walks
I think
of your
it's
life.
just part of it.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah. I think you get it as like a mother as well.
But I think it's
Yeah,
important that
sure.
we normalise it. So if you're feeling like imposter syndrome, if you're feeling like, I think it's just so normal, and I think that's part of why we love this show is to normalise so much of that. Because as soon as you know you're not alone, and it's in fact would be weird if you didn't experience these things, or you weren't feeling like that, then you're not on the road to
But
success.
you have to reach out when you're feeling like that. When people want to chuck it in and they're freaking out and whatever, like you just
Oh
have
my
to reach
God.
out.
Remember when I reached out to you? I was
Yes.
having a bad time and I was like, can
Aw.
you just talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, you do know those people around you and, you know, just in that different perspective.
That's right.
and
We had a Skype, didn't we?
We did. We Skyped.
I was like, tell me all your things.
and I was just like, I suck.
Sometimes you do that. You think,
I
I'm the
was.
suckiest
You know
person
what?
in the
I
world.
think people are scared that they'll say that, and then I'll then go, oh well, P sucks because she told me blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's not the case at all. Sometimes you
No.
just need somewhere to say it.
And it's just I had forgotten about it until
Yeah.
just then you said
Yeah.
that. I was like, oh my gosh.
And I had forgotten about it too because I didn't think
Yeah.
anything about it. I wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh
Hey,
well.
Nikki Perry says, I remember the first meetup at Rachel's house, place, Monique. We've come a long way. Oh, hell yeah, you have.
Actually,
just
Nikki,
a
that is-
little bit, Nikki.
That is so funny, Nikki. Oh my gosh,
Should I
yes, I
tell
remember
you a
that too. We have come
secret?
a long way.
I've never been to any of the wee meetups.
Hey,
No, I feel like I'm missing out.
Actually,
go to the coasty one. There's a
so
coasty one.
my
Is there?
thing is
Yeah.
though, is that this sounds wanky, but I'm busy. I'm too busy to go to the networking meetups because
Yeah.
I've got clients during the day. So
Well, me too. But
I
maybe
feel like I
should.
need to just say 12 things to that. One, all of those women at that meetup are probably your potential clients,
yeah, I need to get there.
as you know.
Yeah. Actually,
Two,
probably are.
School learn.
Actually already are my clients, and I'm telling them to go there.
Yeah, two, you're all about giving back. And three, practice what you preach because you'll be sending everyone else there and they'll be like, well, where's
Nat? She's like tells us to go to groups.
I
Yeah,
guess
totally.
because we can't go to the mall, but we should make an effort to at least go
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
You could go to one every 3 months.
Yeah.
I probably only manage that many, I'd
Where
say.
was the one that there was so many of you? It was like 25 of you
There was
guys.
a huge one on the North Shore not long ago. It was so big.
Actually,
Well, let's go to that one.
yeah.
Yeah, come hang with me.
Actually, no, there's the West one is awesome. Kate Wright is like, Nat, come out to the West one.
Yeah.
Fiona keeps saying us to come out to the West one. We need to go
Oh,
out.
yeah, we should.
There's good ones everywhere, but it's just a matter
But the thing
of,
is, it's making the effort.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
like
it's an hour. It's
making
1
the
hour.
effort to go find it.
Yeah.
to
It's
do
not
it.
on all day.
No,
Yeah.
I've been to the Hibiscus Coast one. It's at Two Spoons. Shout out to Two Spoons.
Yeah.
Trish washes every week. We need refreshments. We don't. The guests complain when they come.
I come, I'm like, where's the coffee?
Where's the hot
and or
drinks?
wine or anything else?
Actually, just on the Two Spoons, she provided the food at the networking
Oh, it's
last week.
amazing.
Oh, cool.
So amazing. I was like, I'm going to be good and not eat anything. Oh, look at that. And me and, I won't say who, but 2 other ladies, gorgeous ladies, were like, let's just get that as well. And we talked and ate and we were, should we go back for more? Because it was
good.
so good.
Yeah, it's yummy food,
Yeah,
eh?
she's adorable.
Shayna's like, yes, come west. We should like road trip around. That'd be fun.
We should, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add? Anything you feel like we haven't covered that you want to be like, I'm on my soapbox now, warmed up?
Oh, just that I suppose I just want to quickly say what's happening with the dressing room because
Yes.
we
Yes,
sort of
tell
didn't
us about it.
say that. So I mean, all that time of like, oh my God, my clothing brand is going to fold, blah, help.
Oh, yes.
Then I met Lisette and now she's doing my production. And so I have 2 ranges coming kind of.
Can't wait.
The samples will be here kind of end of July, early August, which I will be selling into retailers across New Zealand.
Woo!
Hello.
I know, so I'll be doing a
That's
little
awesome.
world tour going around retailers. If you know a retailer near you that needs clothes in sizes 14 to 24, I'm here for you. And then there will be a whole stack going online too. So there'll be an in-season summer drop around October, early November on the website, and then winter will come out in February.
It's amazing.
I know.
If someone wants...
And I've gone from like
I
producing...
wonder if we're going to ask the same
Probably.
question.
Go. We'll do it
Is
at the
there
same
any
time.
way you can do pre-sales, like when
Oh,
it comes
no.
out? Oh, we went.
No.
Potentially
Oh,
is
okay,
the
cool.
answer
Like
to
for
that.
VIP, cool peeps.
Yeah, I know. I've been so lucky because I've only done small ranges in the past, but they've all sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really quickly, really well. And do you know I've had 1 return?
I hope it wasn't
Amazing.
mine.
Amazing.
Was it mine?
No. And so I've been really lucky. I did a wardrobe edit in Dunedin the other day. I've got to tell you this, it was so
Oh,
cool.
amazing.
And I got there and the woman had all my stuff in her wardrobe and she had a mannequin in her room with my clothes on them. I was like,
oh,
this
that
is like my shop.
wicked.
it was so cool.
That's so cute.
That is cool.
So
Real
if
cute.
people can come to your website. Monique's
Yes.
going to come and put her 2 different websites here, but you can hit Monique up for wardrobe edit and take
shopping.
and shopping.
And then clothes, which are coming. If you get on the waiting list for the clothes, obviously I will email
So
the
get
people.
in line behind
I'll
me.
email the people first. But the waiting list is actually like bigger. My dressing room waiting list is massive compared to my dressing up one. And what inevitably happens is I release something, it goes out to that group, and then it never gets online after that. So it's quite a good idea to be on the email list.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So how can people, if they go to your website, can they get onto that email list?
Yep. Yep, they can do that from Dressing Room.
Brilliant.
Dressingroom.co.nz.
Thank you if you've stayed on live with us, the show. Thanks if you've come halfway through. Thanks if you're watching the replay. If you go back to the start, you have a little quick intro into what Pauline and I actually do in our businesses. Yeah. And if you really want that PDF about repetitive messages from me, remember to chuck in yes, please, and I will send it to you.
Yeah, and Linda has asked us about the We Network meeting. So what I'll do is I'll put that link into the We Network group into the comments so that you can find out where those meetings are. For the West one for you, Linda. And thank you for joining us. She's adorable.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for waiting to 8:30 for the show. Someone said that time was great because they were doing something else. So, yeah, thanks. Becky says, great show. Thanks, guys. We can't do the show without you. Next week is the last show of the season. Like, we've been going, like, seriously, we've gone hard this time. I think with this our 10th show. Like, it's been real.
For this section.
For this section. So
Yeah.
really interested actually in what else you guys would like to see more of. If you've got ideas of guests, we're thinking of getting a round table to get, not literally a round table, but people around the table.
We're doing a panel. We've
a
got some
panel.
exciting stuff coming up for
Yeah.
the next
But we'd love
blog.
to know what else you guys want, because otherwise things can get stale, right?
Yeah,
if you just keep doing the same stuff.
Yeah, so next week will be our last show, then we're having a 2-week break, and then we're coming back with... And what's awesome is the branding will be done. All right, I'm going to end the show there. All right, see you guys.
I was going to say, and our systems and all our other stuff. All the other stuff we haven't done.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
That's good.
Someone thought it was an 8:30 start time anyway.